Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about something that many travellers dread, and that's missing luggage. It's one of those travel frustrations that can turn an otherwise exciting trip into a logistical headache. I'll share a few stories, including my own, and some practical tips to help you navigate this situation if it ever happens to you. Let me start with my own experience. A few years ago, Doug and I were in Krabi in Thailand when my luggage decided to take a detour. The flights weren't rerouted or anything, it just missed the connecting flight in Kuala Lumpur, and it took a couple of days to catch up with us. In the meantime, I just had to rely on the essentials, what I had travelled with in my hand luggage, and with a few quick purchases, toothpaste and other toiletries. Doug, however, had a far worse experience when returning from overseas. He decided to offload his car keys into his checked luggage. A decision that seemed very practical for him at the time. He really hates carrying around his keys. When his luggage didn't show up at the airport, however, he was stranded and unable to drive home. So lesson learned, always keep your essentials, including your keys, in your carry-on luggage. A client had a Canadian Saga on his way to Toronto. His luggage got delayed after his flights were rerouted from Houston to Chicago onto Toronto because of bad weather and the peak season. Despite doing all the right things, tracking via the airline's app, contacting customer service, filing a lost luggage claim, his luggage remained missing. What made it even more frustrating for him was that it was New Year's Eve, and with the holiday the following day, resolving the issue was going to take longer than usual. On top of that, Toronto Airport had handled almost 3 million passengers over the 2 weeks surrounding Christmas and the New Year, which meant even more luggage than usual moving through the system. That's a lot of suitcases, and it puts into perspective why yours might feel just like another number. It's worth knowing that airlines manage an incredible amount of luggage, and for the most part, they do a fantastic job. However, their reliance on automated systems and often impersonal policies can make it difficult to feel reassured when all you want is for a human to locate your suitcase. Here are some tips before you travel, and then I have some other tips for you after you travel. My suggestion is you always take a photograph of your luggage just as you get to the airport. That shows the colour, the details, etc. A little bit like when you are parking in a very busy shopping centre and you want to remember where your car's parked. It makes it a lot easier if your luggage is delayed, if you do have a photograph of it that you can show the customer service at the other end. You might call it purple, but someone else might call it blue. It might be yellow, but they might say it's mustard. You might think it's a large suitcase, but they consider it not to be. So that is just something to have that visual aid there, which will help you if you do have an issue. When you've discovered that your luggage is not turning up on the carousel, here are some tips to do next. File a claim immediately. Go to the airline's baggage desk or use their app to report the missing luggage. Make sure that you get a reference number, and that photo that you've taken may come in handy to help you describe the luggage and for the other person at the other end to understand what you mean. Number 2 is track your luggage. Because most airlines have an app now, that will help you locate where your luggage is. So you may know that it's on its way or that it's arrived at the airport, or maybe it hasn't even left your departure point. Call the customer service desk and ask whether your luggage might already be at your destination, but it just hasn't been updated on the app. If it's been delayed for quite some time, ask them what the compensation is. What will they cover you? Do you need receipts to give them so that you can buy toiletries, a change of clothes, underwear, shoes, etc.? See what the limit is and what they're prepared to cover you for that. If you are close enough to the airport, stop by in person, because often there is untagged random luggage that someone may not have matched to being yours, and you can identify it. Once again, that photo will come in really handy. Keep your receipts and understand your travel insurance policy. Even if your travel insurance includes coverage for delayed luggage or lost luggage, it's important to know that you can't skip the airline claims process. Filing a report with the airline is always the first step, and your travel insurer will usually require documentation from the airline before they will process any claim. So make sure you file a claim immediately. Get the reference number from the airline as proof that you've reported the issue. Document everything. Keep your receipts for essentials that you've had to buy, like clothes, toiletries, and other supplies, as these are often reimbursable by either the airline or the insurance company. Having a copy of your insurance PDS is important. This will outline what's covered and the process that you need to follow. Some insurances have specific requirements like reporting the issue within a certain time frame or providing detailed receipts. Airlines and insurance providers often work hand in hand in these cases. Skipping the airline process could jeopardize your ability to make a successful insurance claim. So even if it feels like an endless loop of paperwork, it's necessary to protect yourself financially by doing that step. Just to put things into perspective, during the peak holiday season, airports handle an immense volume of passengers and luggage. For instance, Toronto Pearson Airport, over the 2 weeks surrounding Christmas and New Year, the airport handled approximately 2.7 million passengers, leading to a significant increase in luggage processing. Sydney Airport, during the same period, anticipated around 5.8 million travellers, including 2.5 million international passengers, which is an increase of 8% from the previous year. These numbers highlight the sheer scale of operations and why delays can occur with your luggage being returned to you, especially during peak holiday times. While delayed luggage is a pain, remember it's rare for luggage to be permanently lost. Most cases are resolved within a few days. So patience, persistence, and preparation are the key to handling the situation. And if you're traveling during peak periods like the holidays, keep in mind the sheer scale of luggage that airlines handle. It doesn't make the experience less frustrating, but it does help to put things into perspective. If you've had a luggage mishap of your own, share the story in the comments below. Maybe you can swap some tips and we can learn from each other's experiences. Safe travels, everyone, and here's to your suitcase always arriving when you do. Bye for now.